My name is Martin. I am the creator of Another Time, Another Place. This is my home, and this is my yard. You could just tell someone lives on this boat. You could just look at it. This isn't someone sitting out here for the weekend. What are you doing, little guy? Are you a happy dog? About half of the year, the water temperature in the river is warmer than the air. That means when the sun comes up and hits the water, you end up with this fog that takes over the place. It happens all the time. It isn't rare, but it's beautiful. I love fog. I've said it a million times. Even when there's 100 people out here, you feel like you're alone because you can't see them. I love it. It's my favorite precipitation. The houseboat is back there, you can tell. It's so thick in the air that you can feel the moisture when it touches your skin. It's like almost wet rain or mist. He's a good fog one. River, relax, dude. Just a quick word from our sponsor. Today, Ruko, with their 4K mini drone, is sponsoring today's episode. All of the drone footage that you're going to see in this episode will be from that drone. It saves directly onto your phone in your gallery at 720, but it will put the video at 4K and photos at 8K on the SD card on the drone. It has a brushless 3-gimbal camera, which is why you're seeing perfect shots and the camera being perfectly steady, even though there's wind and the drone is moving. They operate separately. Beautiful, beautiful video, easy to control. Check out the description for more information. On the second half of the video, we're going to be moving to 5 different places this week, and we will be using the drone to kind of show you exactly where we were that whole time. So there's going to be a lot of drone footage later on in the video. Check it out. I do believe there's a cottonmouth on my third pontoon in the back of my boat. Yeah, I can see it from here. Just a big guy sitting in there. I don't know. And he's totally sleeping. Now I could go into the structural differences between a tri-hull boat and a pontoon boat for 2 hours, so I don't even really want to get started. But one of the main differences, in order to have a boat that goes 55 miles an hour with 17 people on it, which this boat does, you have to have a streamline under the hull, which means they have sheet metal running underneath the entire frame of this boat before they connect the pontoons. Which means even though this cottonmouth is trying to run up the sides with these pontoons, it will never get up into the beams or the structure of the actual decking. The only thing it can do is to get into that triangle on the top left corner, but that triangle doesn't go into the framing at all. It still has a metal cover on it. You'd have to be a pretty big snake to reach up there, like a water snake that's 4 or 5 feet long, but that's because my boat sits so high in the water. Just backed up the boat and look who's doesn't know what to think about not having his cover anymore. So I'm gonna get the heck out of here so he doesn't swim towards us. Winded from being nervous and pushing. I knew as I was pushing the boat back that there was gonna be it there, so I was nervous about how far my feet went in the water, you know, stuff like that. Whatever, problem solved. Move out into the middle of the water and open the doors up. All right, I got the battery and the trolling motor hooked up. We're gonna go out in the middle here, just relax and enjoy the day. But he hasn't even moved. I mean, he's so, probably it feels good to be in the sun after he was underneath the boat all morning. He doesn't seem to have reacted at all to me spraying the bug spray down there. So that's not really a way to get rid of snakes. It's a good test though. And then it seemed to me like a couple of things were happening. Number one, he wanted to get on the boat. Like there was a desperate attempt for him to try to get on the pontoons. Also looked like he couldn't do it. But it's one of those things where it just, you know, it's one of the, you know, if you give him enough time, he'll figure it out, right? Yeah, so we're going to go right out here and just anchor. So that's the second time I had a snake try to just, I don't know, come on the boat. And I got to tell you, both times it has been within a couple of days of me finding a mouse or a rat on the back of the boat. I found a River and Cricket were acting like there was something in the closet. So I put a garbage bag on the ground at night in the closet to see if there would be bite marks. And there were. So I put a mouse trap out. The mouse trap set off. And the bait was gone, which to me made me believe, okay, it's not a mouse, it's a rat. So then I set out the 3 cubes of rat poison, where the dog and cat couldn't get to it behind the propane tank. And then the next day I found the rat. So I threw the rat off of the boat 2 days ago, and then this is the snake happened this morning, right? So when this first happened to me, I killed it. The first time a snake tried to get on the back there and repeatedly got on the back pontoon, I just killed it. And I'll tell you, number one, they're very easy to kill. It's not like you have to struggle with a snake. You just hit it with a paddle or an oar or a stick or anything in the back of the head and it's dead. But having said that, I felt bad for about 2 weeks. And when I think about the story now, I'm still saddened about it. So I don't want to kill them anymore. And my view is when I find something, I'm trying to get rid of all this glare, that is, when something like that happens, I just not move. Because I thought, well, it sucks. The snake was 5 years old and then I kill it. And in reality, if I just didn't choose to park right by its home, I wouldn't have had to. So now what I do is I just move, basically. However, this has only happened 2 times in the course of me houseboating, where a snake is trying to chill on the back or, I don't know, like feeling comfortable that it wants to get on the boat. All of them just pass right by with like never coming near it. So anyways, we moved. Now this is a perfect example of a floating house on the water here. This 20-foot wide catamaran has 2 stories and it has a little bit less than a 2-foot draft. So this is Eagle Creek and it's coming in and the water is low right now and it's coming in. They also own the speedboat behind them. They are going to go spend the day out on Eagle Creek anchored, drinking, fishing, swimming, tubing, swimming around with their ski boat as well. And I think that this represents more the type of lifestyle that you see on the Tennessee River. My shanty boat that's made from plywood maybe makes up not even 1% of the type of boats that are out here. In reality, you see very nice yachts that just have a low draft. This is how he tells me he wants to go to the bathroom. And if the door is closed and he's inside the houseboat, he'll just sit right by the door just like a normal dog. But this right here is him saying, let's go to the beach. Yeah, so we're going to go. Yeah, I tell people you can come hang out here with really nice boats. Cool thing about cats, look at all the carper jumping in the wake right there. Cool thing about catamarans like that, they have like some of them are less than a foot draft. So he can still get in and out of here just fine. Nice big motor cat. 2-story. I bet that's nice inside too. Wide boat. So we were getting some waves coming off of the river here. The wind's coming just around that island and giving us, kind of see them, it was making us choppy. So I want to stay on anchor. I don't want to go to the beach, so we're going to go and wrap around this island over here. Just to the left and just get out of this. You can almost see right there, it starts to be calm. We're just going to go right over there. Stay there tonight. For tonight, we'll stay there. It's really rare that I move the boat after the sun's gone down, but that's what's happening right now. I can't hear any boat motors. And I mean, I'm using my trolling motor, so I have my lights on my boat, so I'm not really worried about anyone not seeing me. But no, I haven't turned on my navigational lights. Ooh, we're fighting the wind. If we use any more juice, it will kill the battery. I need to bring my 200 amp hour battery up here. Not right now, but like eventually. it's, the sun went down about an hour ago, but there's still the red hue on the sky. And there's just enough wind to make it, you know, sound like I'm on a lake. It's very wavy, and yeah, you can hear the waves crashing on the shore. I should do more night. I should do more driving around at night. Especially since I can, like, light everything up, you know? I don't know if that means more bugs will come. This wind is making no bugs come. That's what it's doing. Perfect for that. So I am hearing a barge coming. Oh, there is a barge coming. And look at the moon also coming at the same time. Look at that. River, killing the mood. Stop it, buddy. River, stop it. Oh. You know, you'll never get this moment back. This is just, you're either here or you're not, right? At some point, there he is. He's gonna look over and he's gonna see me. That's beautiful. That's gotta be a full moon. I'm gonna look. That's gotta be a full moon. I'm getting that whole Joe versus a volcano, and he wakes up in that moment where the moon's right above him in the ocean. On his 4 luxury trunks that he bought. Oh, I'm still watching that movie tonight. I'm getting that vibe right now. Alright, back to the trolling motor. We're so going that way too. That's the direction that we're headed. That's awesome. We're like heading into the sunset. When I get a new trolling motor, it won't be so loud. This one is just barely under the water and it's cavitating, I believe is the word. And that means that it's creating an air pocket, which means it's not really being very effective. Although it is moving us, it's not moving us to the full potential of the prop. So I turn left and right and zigzag to stop that cavitating or cavitation. And it makes about, I don't know, well, you hear what it does when you just go straight. So I go left and right. Long story short, we will fix that at some point, probably the end of the month. We need a longer trolling motor. Now we're in the middle of this little island break, letting the wind come through. We're almost out of the wind. We should be free pretty soon. So this is what my houseboat looks like without being cleaned up for Instagram or YouTube. There's usually dirty dishes and stuff piled up on that bar and that table, and then there's always some kind of battery charging from the solar sitting on the bed back there. Yep. And it's full of sand and dog hair. And that's my life. It's actually pretty awesome, to tell you the truth. Pretty awesome. Okay, we're out of the wind. We're gonna hit, maybe there's 20 feet of wind right there in a little bit, but other than that, we are out of the wind and we're just kind of coasting. I've been wanting to point this out for a while now. When it's not 100 degrees or 90 degrees and it gets to about 70 or 60 degrees at night, the bugs go away. They come out around 9 o'clock when the sun goes down, and then they go away around midnight. Like right now it's midnight and there's no bugs out here. Very little bugs. Look at, and these lights have been on this whole time. And they just kind of disappear, or they land. You know, some of them have landed here. Just find a place to rest, but they're not aggressive after midnight. They come out for a few hours and they're horrible during that time frame. When there's a full moon. A couple of questions that I get regularly kind of fold together into one topic, which is just how comfortable someone feels to be out here. I have people who ask me if it's just practical to live out here, and I would say depending on your location, it's less or more practical. Now, one of the good things is that I'm not anywhere near any private property. There's hundreds and hundreds of miles in every direction that I have national forest or state forest around me, nature reserve, where if I'm anchoring, there's no dock or no house within view of where I'm anchoring. I'm actually essentially living in the wild alone as much as I want to be. If I want to be near someone, I could anchor 300 feet from a marina. In that case, I could yell out if there was a problem, that kind of thing. So the second question people ask me is if it's safe for you to be there, and would it be safe for me to be there? And in fact, what's been happening recently, which I think is excellent, is single females asking me if it's safe to be living on a boat. My response is the same thing for people retiring as it is for a single female. Marinas are extremely safe. They're meant to have carts move around. So there are very few, if any, stairs. Everything's a ramp. And so that means that carts, electric carts, walkers, wheelchairs, those kind of things are accessible to almost everything in a marina. Now, the marinas are also secured. A lot of them near cities actually have 24-hour security that walk the docks looking to see if there's anything going on with the boats or if there's any emergency. The next thing is that when you talk at a marina, your voice travels, which if there's any trouble, you can yell, and even if someone's 2 or 3 or 4 boats over, they're going to hear you. So a secured locking door on every single dock, and the fact that everyone can hear you with security, video cameras, that kind of thing, it actually is a really safe place to live. Now, leaving the marina and going out into the wilderness, there's 2 aspects of it that I think a lot of people talk about or think about. Especially when I was RVing, I thought about this a lot. You can either go so far out into the wilderness that the likelihood that you'll even come across another person is so small. And when you come across that other person, they're probably trying to do the same thing as you, which is be away from everybody. So that's one way to do it. The other one is to just be within eyesight of other people, where there's safety in groups. I would personally live at a marina for my first year of living on a boat. No matter how much I anchor out, I would have a dock for storms, for groceries, whatever it may be. At that point, I would anchor out 300-400 feet from the marina for my first weekend, my first week, and kind of grow from there and go a little bit further out. Now, what I mentioned to some subscribers that have asked this question is, it's very easy to find a person at your marina that will want to go out for a week, but is either too scared or afraid or needs help to get their boat out from the dock. If you trade off helping them, it is really easy to get a buddy boat where you both go, one person 500 feet from the other person, maybe even on another island, but you're within an eye shot or walkie-talkie shot if there's trouble. That's the best way to deal with it. Now, I feel a nice calm lake or a calm river like this in a backwater area is not something, on a good weather week, is not something that you need to be concerned about. I don't think you're going to run into any problems here. I also believe that people could get here to help us in a very short amount of time, whereas a lot of people who watch my videos feel like I'm miles and miles away from everybody, when in reality, my buddy could get here within 20 minutes if I had to call him. Well, what are you doing hiding under the bed? I was calling you. Come here, cricket. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. Meow. Good girl. I just moved the deck back here. We're tied onto these 2 back cleats. And then I do this so the deck can basically, so we can use the deck and not be on the island and not worry about serpents. Or really, River and Cricket just getting into things that I don't want them to get into. Right now, I don't want to pay attention to what they're doing, so we're back on the deck. That's what we've been doing lately. It's great. And then I put the dinghy on the other side of the boat. That way the dog and the cat can hang out on the back and the dinghy over here and on the deck. Even if I'm working on something. Sorry about that. Even if I'm working on something. Hi, little girl. Very talkative right now. Very talkative this morning. He loves doing that right on the edge of the boat or the deck. Just has his nose in a pot hanging over. She gets excited every time she's around the seatbelt material. She loves it. I like the view. these carp jump out. There's I could be wrong, but I feel like there's some heat lightning happening right up there in the clouds. So if you're ever photographing or videoing lightning, yeah, there is, see it? The best way to catch it, if you know it's happening, like if it's happening frequently, is to film in slow motion, because you're getting, I think, 5 times more photographs. Like instead of 35 photographs per second, it's, you know, up into the 120. And that's why you can get really good video of it. But you have to know that it's happening, because if you record 15 minutes, oh, it's everywhere. It is, lightning's everywhere. There is a storm happening. Gorgeous moon. So if you look in front of the boat, there's a nice breeze that's happening about 100 feet in front of the boat. So we're gonna go move into that breeze. With the trolling motor. I got right over there in the shade. We'll see though. Yep, lightning again. Got oatmeal this morning. We're heading up. This is 2 inlets in from the main channel, and we're just gonna run into the third, which is all the way over here to the right. We're just doing this morning. It's supposed to be 95 today, and I want to just get in a spot where we can hide underneath the trees. Right up here on the right, it seems like the best place for right now. There's no wind or storms or anything like that, so it's just a matter of finding a place to hide in the shade. And I believe we got one. We're in this weird mucky transition phase where the water is dropping, which is giving us all these beaches around, but unless the beach faces basically directly in the east or west, so it gets full sun in the morning or full sun in the evening, it's not dry. So right here, this patch of land, it's probably going to take a good 3 weeks for that to dry out to where you could walk on it with the dog, where it wouldn't just be like mud, right? But then you go over here, and it's also how far out of the water. But if you look, a lot of the beaches have turned to dry sand along the shoreline, just basically because they get hit by the morning sun, like right in here. Look at that. And they're also just out of the water too. So the more we let, the more the water drops, the more this is going to turn into a sandy beach, covey area. It's beautiful. But right now we got to find some rocks to pull up to, because this is muddy. If we even pull up, we might just anchor today. We'll see. Cricket. We're gonna go. And in reality, that little spot right there is probably where we're gonna stay around 10 o'clock this morning. The sun will be up enough where the trees hanging over should cover it. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like as I'm coming at this, I might be a little bit wrong. You can almost see the shade. It is going to be shady right in there. Yeah, that's cool. It's just the trees hang over just enough to make that little spot a shielded area. But we're not going to go there right away. We're going to go and just hang out in the creek for a while. Out in the water. A lot of the maple trees are changing. I think it's because it's so dry. My friend was mentioning that they're even changing up in Maine where she's at. Look at them. All the smaller maples are just turning red already. It's barely even September. Look at over there too. It's really pretty. I'll tell you, the more and more I do this, the more I sit out here and just kind of troll around in the houseboat. This is becoming, I think we've moved around in the mornings 4 days out of the last 7. It's just, they like it. He likes the smells. He likes exploring, and I like doing it. I just wake up and I think, oh man, I kind of want to go over there. And then I just do it. It's very relaxing way to have your coffee in the morning. Coffee and oatmeal in the morning. I feel like I'm gonna go right there out of the wind and just anchor for a little bit. Check out this little area. Oh yeah, so this whole area over there will be shade for half of the day anyways. This will be a good spot to be today. It's going to be 90 to 95 the next 4 or 5 days. So we're just looking for some shady spots to relax. Look at the rock formation there. It's gorgeous. So this is about 6 days worth of not vacuuming underneath the recliner. Mainly dog hair, sand, a little bit of cat hair, some leaves that blew in. So there's already shade on that beach. right in the corner there, there's like 20 feet that we could pull in underneath that tree and be in the shade. But right now we're just charging up our batteries. So I got the blanket covering. Basically just making it so there's no sun coming in the boat. That's what you don't want. Blankets really, I mean, it's kind of amazing, but a tarp and blankets blocking the sun from actually coming in the windows really does a big, will knock off 10, 15 degrees. So, what are you doing, little guy? Are you a happy dog? You could just tell someone lives on this boat. You could just look at it. This isn't someone sitting out here for the weekend. We're gonna go over there in the shade. There's no wind. If there was wind, we'd stay out here, but there isn't. Hopefully some will pick up a little later. River! River! Get your nose out of that hole. Come here. Now this is all land that started to show in the last week. Within 2 weeks it'll have grass growing on it and deer eating on it, and will be something that River and I can run on within 3 weeks. Dude, you need to not be like that. Stop being so aggressive. You scared the shit out of me. You're so hostile. I see it. That's why I'm videotaping, bro. Calm down. I see it, dude. You need to calm down. River! Hey! Stop right now. Look how beautiful this is. River? There's an egret right there. And an egret right there. River, you need to stop. Just leave it alone. Do you need to sit down? Hey, you need to sit down? I'm going to make you sit. See how much fun that'll be, huh? That's like his ultimate punishment, is making him sit down. So there's like a cute little water snake going by. Oh, there's an egret right there. Boom. Otherwise, this is stunning. And you can see how River just ruins the evening with his hostility. We're making popcorn. Can't really ask for a better snack than popcorn, right? So things are going to get better. Sitting on my back porch, my floating little porch. Probably one of the best views in the world. I never really get on my videos and ask people to subscribe, but I saw a couple of stats the other day that made me want to mention it. I have 290,000 people that watch my channel more than twice a month, but I only have 28,000 subscribes. When you look at what the 10% that are subscribed versus the 90%, 90% of you watch me on your TVs, and you guys are not subscribing and making comments or hitting the like button because you're watching me on your TV. So, I know your phone is right next to you. Pick it up, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button and the like button and comment. Support us. I appreciate it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know this probably looks really good on a big screen TV. But 90% of the people not being subscribed bothers me. It just bothers me. You guys can do better. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You're awesome. Thank you for watching this show and supporting the channel.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.